play it live.
Welcome to the show, you guys. I am T-Mill. Welcome to Into with T-Mill. You will now be encouraged and entertained. Nothing will change until you change something. We're going to change the status quo today on this show. We're celebrating one show's video. Shout out to PalisadeHills.net for music that you hear in the background. Visit PalisadeHills.net for all your audio needs, your licensing. Stop ripping videos off of YouTube. Stop stealing instrumentals and all this to get you some royalty-free licensing so you can sue and get paid, alright? So I got a very special guest in the building this afternoon. We are broadcasting live from the Maitland Conservatory right here in Huntsville, Alabama. If you guys have never been, you definitely need to come down here. Stop learning videos off of YouTube so you get some real instruction. Learn the business of production, music, instrumentals, and instrumentation, how to dance. You can learn how to dance and learn how to produce. All at the same time right here in the Conservatory. So without any further ado, I want to bring in our guest for today. He is the owner, director, creator, the mind, the visionary behind Housse of Vision Entertainment Company right here in Huntsville, Alabama. A lot of y'all don't get out, so everybody make some round of applause, make some noise for Tony Rashad. What's going on, brother?
What's going on, bro? Glad to be here. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Man, welcome to the show. We've been talking about this, just like I said at the beginning of the show, for a while, man.
Right.
It seems like a year or two, that we've been talking about, just been in passing, and it's good to see, everybody that's moving and making things happen, and not just dreams that they had and they didn't do anything in 5 years.
Right.
You have everything that you talked about in that conversation, the conversations that we've had.
Right.
Actually, I take that back. The first time us meeting, we didn't have a conversation. You were on the mic.
Right.
We were at the Con Society Cypher.
Right.
When there was 3 people in the building. It was maybe 3 or 4 people, and one of them was the DJ.
Right.
So, but you're also a singer songwriter. So I want, before we get into the business of it, I want to also focus on and talk about just how you got into singing, songwriting, and rhyming.
Well, rhyming, singing, I can harmonize, but
we'll carry a tune. So
well, my brother died in '99, and music. Tupac was always my guy. Like the way what he talked about is just related to my home, single mom raising me and my sisters and my oldest brother. When he passed, my only outlet of expression was music. And my cousin, who can sing, I would rap, he would sing, and I wrote this song called "Even Though You're Gone, Everything's Alright." And I rapped it, he sung the hook, and the CD. We had a compact computer, the big boy. So we burned the CD.
Wow. Oh, the compact with the Q.
Yeah. And the mics then were like the long, skinny mics.
Yeah.
So that's what we rapped on and performed on. And I got the CD just to take home because I used to sleep just listen to the music. Yeah. Well, I let my mom and sisters heard it, and then my cousin, not knowing he was going to do with his, he kept burning it. Kept burning it. So
shout out to the cousin.
It got all over Middle Georgia, from Macon up to Conyers, Georgia. It was a great span of distance. Like you're talking an hour and a half apart. And we end up in Conyers at the AMC Theater, and someone overheard us say Monticello, Georgia. And she jetted from the ticket line back to the concession stand. A dude came over.
Yeah.
Oh man, do you guys know got name Ed right from Monticello? Oh man, I got a CD. And I'm like, what? And my homeboy like, that's him right there. Like, what you talking about? He said, I heard the song, and that made me. He said, take it serious. My boy Tony said, take it serious. And when I went to school for fashion, me and my boy Al clicked, and Al started styling for Tamika Raymond now. Used to be Foster, and there's Usher, and then I clicked with Q from 112, and he introduced me to a lot of other people in the industry. So
wow. So what you're saying is you put in the work. You didn't just have this idea or have these things, and a lot of these things that happened, they didn't happen because you were sitting at home waiting for them to happen.
No,
you actually were in a position or in the right place at the right time, so to speak.
Right mind at the right time.
Right mind, right place, right mind.
Because first and foremost, I believe I didn't care about being in a small town. I just knew. I knew in my gut. Like I still go off my gut if something's gonna happen. Like where you sitting at right now. If you tell me you want to chase the moon, I'm that guy. I'm getting the rope, and we can get the moon. So I just knew it would happen. And then when I see myself over some people's houses or sitting at certain studios with certain people or in certain situations. It's nothing. It's just easy. That's why I tell people we never got starstruck. Me and Al, my little bro Jay, we never been starstruck because you breathing the air I breathe.
Yeah.
And those guys, when you don't get that starstruck, that's where the conversation gets more intimate, get more in depth to where you're not just a fan, you're a person like me, and I see what you're chasing. That's the difference between the 5% and the 95% doing this entertainment thing.
Okay, talk that talk. All right, and one of the things of recently that you've been doing that I find extremely interesting is cutting to the conversation. So that's why I wanted to talk about cutting to the conversation because that's what we're going to do right here. So pun intended.
All right.
Tell us about cut to the conversation because I remember we were talking one morning and you were telling me about it, the vision behind it, and what you wanted to do with it. And once I saw the trailer for it, I thought to myself, okay, this is coming together. This is for real, all right?
Right.
And then started to see the clips in the episodes. So tell us about Cut to the Conversation, what that is, and how that came about.
Well, the music industry has always been the start point of something, or the fashion industry. So that's the closest thing I've been in touch with. So when I'm able to see something go left. That's what I was saying about people following people with hidden agendas. I've always wanted to create stuff that people can add their own to and they can run with it. So the first thing I learned about the music industry was that you're going to be used. So the secret is knowing when you're going to be used.
You can't be used, you're useless.
Yeah. And how do you use the other person. So Cut to the Conversation gave me the chance to get back to the real and the raw because realness comes in the barbershop. No one's just going to let you slide by coming in there talking out the side of your neck. They're going to try to correct you whether they're wrong or right. But you're really going to get some good insight. So when I thought of Cut to the Conversation, it was like cut the BS, just get strictly to the conversation of it.
What are we talking about?
At that time, America was really split. It was divided with the black crime, with the cops and stuff like that. So I was like, well, our young brothers-in-laws, they need to hear that talk. They're not getting that talk. And some of them, they're not getting it because they're not in those traditional barbershops. So when the first episode we filmed at Supreme Cuts, and the conversation we had, that was electrifying. Like you seen the brothers talking, and I've heard people say, man, we need men groups coming together, and we need to do this. Well, you have it at the barbershop.
Right there at the barbershop.
Yeah.
So
Traditionally.
So when I saw that, then I went into the editing session, and I'm putting it up on YouTube, and YouTube said no. Because it's certain steps, researching, you have to go through to have those long things, long time frames on it. And I said, well, hold on. So I called my guy who works for BET, and he said, man, I said, it's crap. He said, no, man, you're doing the right way. I said, no, I need the camera. He said, man, you got that iMovie, you got that iPad. He said, what you don't know at BET, Clyde told me, his boss, iMovie is the best way to learn editing and film. So that's a secret to you guys if you don't know. iMovie is a good way to learn editing, and that's from Hollywood.
Very good.
So if you take your time out there and you do it, you'll learn the process of editing. And now Apple updates so much, it becomes easier and easier. So doing that is when a friend seen one, like you said, and she called and she said, wait, I need you to talk to these two guys at TBS. And they're YouTubers, paid YouTubers. And they gave me the rundown of, okay, you're doing scripted. If you really want to blow and you don't have the audience yet, don't hold off on your script, continue doing it. Like I tell a person, bring me a single and not an album because you're not signed. Why you bring me an album? That's basically the advice they gave me. So I said, okay, what's that? And he said, do something that's off the beaten path, on the same line that you're doing, like a single, right? But off the beaten path. And that's where you start seeing our clips getting push-ups in the barbershops, or Will with the chest moving with Skittles that's matching his shirts. or you know, one of the guys dancing in the thing, because that's more likely to go viral than we're sitting there and we're having the conversation that you see doing on C-SPAN and stuff like that.
Wow.
So people are going to get to that eventually, but you got to attract them. So how are you going to attract the people to what it is you're doing? Like Gucci said it best, and shout out to Gucci. It's not the young kids wearing tight pants and different color hair that they're not getting what people came before them did. The people who came before them were not getting them because they're the ones picking up these bags around here and getting paid. So it's like, me and Nick was talking about Marvin Gaye's and like 90s music now, but Trey Songz them and the turn up R&B is different than Jodeci's and Silk and stuff like that, to where you really would talk to a lady. You know, now it's more like, get in the car, get you a bag. You know, and she was like, what kind of bag? What kind of bag you give me? What kind of heels? And really, they were more like holding hands back then and love. And that's why you don't see it in the society now. So, cut to the conversation. I always wanted to create something that you see it reflected society.
Okay. And you mentioned Supreme Cuts, and what have been so far some of the barbershops that you guys have went to and sort of explored and around the city, or is it just at
Okay, Supreme Cuts, me and Marcus, we got a deeper root. We're homies, we're brothers. Okay, me and Mike worked together. So Mike knew it before any of you guys knew it, because we actually worked together. And so when I told Marcus, I said, you know, I can start here with you, you know, but this is what I told Mike about it, and he's been telling me to come to the shop. And that's why you see me more at Mike's shop. Now I'm filming a lot more because it's something that we seen and he bounced some ideas off me. But those are the two shops, and those guys are such stand-up guys. But when we do this award, we'll get to that conversation. We're going to actually talk to a lot of barbershops and see if they even qualify for a nominee from here to, I think we said, as far as Birmingham and Florence, Alabama.
Nice.
Okay. Wow.
Nice.
Man.
That's going to be exciting to be able to bring in, and then, you know, that will open up a line of, what can I say? I want to say pressure, but for people to step up to the plate.
Right.
Because they need to. They're supposed to be like that. They call themselves that. They talk about being that, but they're not that. You know, the barbershops.
Right. Exactly. I'm with you.
I'm talking about even the conversations that they should be having in the barbershops. The place where the barbershop is, that is that man place where we go. We talk about what's going on. We cultivate how we introduce our young kids to certain things.
Correct.
And that's always been, I guess, a mandatorium area. But we've even lost that in the barbershops that we have, or the, you know, salons, or however they get their hair done now. That culture is not in every barbershop.
You just gave me an idea for an award, conversation award.
Hey, who's having
those conversations?
When we talk about the importance of what you're bringing to as well, you have a purpose for it. It's not just entertainment, from what I'm hearing about your story.
Right.
So even as well, that's another highlight that if you haven't, or that you didn't think about covering, creating that culture and the exposure of that. Even when it comes to expanding to other barbershops, you want to make sure that culture is there.
Yeah, because if it's not anything I do, if it does not make sense to me, or if it's not some way personal to me, from a tattoo to naming a child, if it has no true meaning to it, there's no need of doing it, because you're wasting your time, and that's something you can't get back. It's time wasted.
That's right.
So the award, stepping out to these people, is just a different angle, because we get so stuck on being independent in our community that we think we need, quote unquote, the Grammys or the Oscars. Like, look at Will and Jada thing. Like, create your own.
Create your own.
Create your own.
Like, why does somebody have to tell me it's mine? It's already there. I already created it. I'm doing it. I'm accomplishing it.
Like, look at the Hoodie Awards that Steve Harvey does, right? It should have way more light and support on it from our community than we're tuning in to the Grammys and everything else, because there's a platform being set of a standard, like Wale's new song, Black is Gold, Black is Bold. It's beautiful. Like, you shouldn't go to just the United States standards. You should hold your own standards. And we are the market. We are the economic force. So anytime I do something, I want to make sure it makes sense, that it can actually help a person if it's not right next to me. It's like Pac said, I'm gonna spark the mind, and I was like, I'm that mind.
And I was thinking the same thing.
Other people like, yeah, me too. Yeah, that's cool. But I was just letting you know. When I heard that, I was like, I'm gonna be that mind to spark the change. If I don't change the nation, I want to be that. I want to carry the torches for as I could. So the next person pick it up and say, I see what he was doing. I'm gonna continue doing it. But this is gonna be my spin on it.
And wasn't that sort of the the permission in that sense, to where if you thought you had to wait for somebody to give you permission for the Grammys, or if you had to wait for the permission to start a label, or if you had to wait for being a woman and starting your own business, when you heard somebody say something like that was from just saying black, everybody thought Pop was their third cousin, or their brother or whatever, but when you heard somebody say that, it sort of gave you the permission to, no, I can do this, or I will do this. And so it became a lot more entrepreneurs or hustlers, or the people that were waiting sort of, or thought, they were afraid or nervous to get started. That sort of gave them the green light, in a sense, to, because again, all of us thought he was talking to us.
Yeah, it should have.
And it was, so, I mean, in that sense. For the awards, for the people that are thinking to themselves, man, this is a great idea, or I can't wait, or man, I've been waiting for an awards from, the shops, or just somebody to recognize and bring those to life. Can you talk about some of the awards that maybe no?
Well, I can tell you this. The date we're looking at is like 6 months from now.
Okay.
Because we're doing that. We're getting up, and we're comparing things from different awards, big awards, not like local awards. We want it on that scale. She wants it on that scale, and just right, because she said for our people, you're not coming in. A girl's not coming just jeans stuff. You got to go shop and buy a ballroom gown.
That's right.
You know what I'm
saying?
saying?
Can we shout a name out?
That's Nikki Ray of Nikki and Company, right there. That's the wife.
That's right.
So, like the guys I told about it, they're excited to put on a red coat, but they got to put a black tie on. They're like, man,
black tie on, brother.
So it's black. One guy said, why is it always black ties? When have you ever been to a black tie besides all black party? I'm not talking all black party. I'm talking about you going to that function, you walking the red carpet, you're in there, you sitting down at a 10-seated table that you can purchase through your company and get your bottle to come with it. You sitting up there.
You at the Grammys, gosh
Yeah,
dog. I
there
mean,
you go.
on this level, you at the Grammys. But you talk about you want to be at the Grammys, but you can't even be at the Grammys on the local level.
Yeah.
You tripping about being at the Grammys on the local level.
Because when I tell you that ticket, that ticket $1,600, when I tell you that's the Grammy price, you're like,
that's exactly right.
Oh, wait a minute. I don't know if we're going. You can go together.
We're going next year.
I was like, what?
We'll go next year.
Yeah, exactly. They keep putting it off.
What was that just, I don't know if it just happened at Coachella or something, man, and they
out in Cali?
The 3-day tickets are sheesh. Like, I'll wait to go see something.
Like Super Bowl.
Great lineup, but man. So talking about awards, I want to know something I've always thought about, and you guys can let me know as well, and everybody kind of chime in. So the barbershops, I always think about the barbershops that that are ranking on, that got the good jokes. So they got the, they just cutting in there, and they got those going on. So what would you, I don't want to put you on the spot, but I want to put you on the spot. I want to find out who's got. You walk into that barbershop, they got the best jokes. They ranking the hardest. If you think that you ranking hard, you need to go through this barbershop and kind of sharpen your skills. Be respectful, be respectful. Ain't nobody fighting over here, nothing like that. But you think you cutting, you the clown, in your area.
Right.
What are some of those? What's that one shop?
Well, I've only been 2 here. Like those are my guys, Mike Sells and Marcus Orr shop.
All right.
And both of those is night and day. Like, at Marcus shop, like Nick said, some stuff on camera, we're like, oh, okay. And then you got Dave, Marcus, and Gritty over there, and they're funny, especially Gritty. Like everyone knew Gritty.
Right.
When I first met Gritty Boy, it was more so that he was wanting to do music. But then when I told him about this thing, he was like, man, the camera maybe to go. And then when I got over to Mike was always silly, and he said, just wait to see some of these people that come here, and they disappoint. So both of those shops in this area, I could give that nod to for I've laughed hard at both of those shops, and in my hometown, they'll cut on the front porch and stuff,
right?
And that's another thing that I'm doing this for, because especially what I've learned from Mike and Marcus is that getting your license and getting all these the paperwork in order. It's not as hard as some of these people think. And some of these kids guys and girls who are cutting hair on their front porch. If they could take that money, learn, like we were just watching the video about the son and daughter. If you take that money and you teach yourself how to properly do it, you'll have a shop.
That's right. That's right.
So it's just the way you want to do your business, and this starts with your research.
That's right.
And the thing is, with all the industries that, if you guys think about it, all the industries that have come and gone, or you see businesses go up and down every day, doors closed, so on and so forth. The barbershop, I think, is one of those. As long as we've got hair, there's going to need to be somebody to cut it. And it's one of those places to where it's not going anywhere. So I definitely want to salute the barbershops that not only here but just wherever. Let's talk about here. We'll talk about there later on. The barbershops that have been here for a while, and how the people are supporting it. Because some of these places have been open 5 years.
Right.
5 years is a long time. A year is a long time, in business. And then for these guys to sustain that, be consistent, and to grow, from where they may move locations, or they might get a couple brand new clippers in there. Got some new chairs in there, or they finally fixed the door or whatever. And they're starting to get into marketing, social media, and be able to do things like television shows and things like that. So for the people, I say that to say, taking y'all to task for us to continue supporting the shops and getting out there, and for no other reason, to keep somebody in business, to keep somebody paid. If you want to continue to work for yourself or work for others, that's great. But also put that money back into the community. Even if you cut your own hair, like just go and buy a gift for somebody that needs a cut, or just pull up on them and say, yo, I just want to, I want to. Just donate some money just for whatever. You don't have to necessarily support by getting your hair cut. You can go in and support by just donating some money, or paying for a child's cut, or paying for a young girl's hair to get done. Or you may just want to, it's the summertime, it's 90 degrees outside, you might want to go stop by Costco, get them a case of water. Yo, I know it's hot outside, here go a case of water.
That's right.
Just do things like that, and don't wait for the permission. Let's talk about House of Vision.
Okay.
And the entertainment and the business, because again, you've dropped so many jewels and so many keys to it. Is simple things. It's things that even me, I think of, just getting it done and start to overthink it.
Right.
And so, just like you said, sometimes it's just getting it started and getting it done, and getting it done the right way. And so with House of Vision, tell us about what that is.
I am the way in the light. Real. No. Well, it started off on my son's birthday in 2009. It's Real Vision, and it was I was still around some of those entertaining guys, so my ego was so left field, and I was actually pushing away from it and wanted to do my own thing. So I said I need a name that's gonna really mean something. Like I said, it had to mean something to me. So my motto in high school was, ideas are thought of every day, but everything in life starts with a vision. And that's the motto now for House of Vision. Well, when it was Real Vision, I didn't know the name, so I said, man, I need a name that's really gonna be bold. Like, everybody got this, but this is the one. So I Googled President Obama. He wasn't President Obama; he was Senator Obama.
Senator, yeah.
And I did his speeches because I like when people can talk that talk. And it was something at the Lincoln, a speech he did at the Lincoln Memorial. It started off and it says, I want to thank you all for coming out here and help us, in quotation, celebrate, in quotation, this Real Vision. I said, right there. That's what we're going to do. Well, figuring out that I wanted to have a conglomerate of different departments. Like, you can do everything you want to do. I'm going to tell you why.
Yep.
Every time you meet someone, have you ever met someone, they tell you, man, you got to focus on one thing. You can't do everything. You're all over the place. You're a jack of all trades.
All the time.
But what is it that they're not saying is, well, the reason I'm telling you is because I've done everything. You haven't done everything, so you can't tell me what I cannot do. So in high school, I figured this out, and I said, you can do everything you want to do if it's an entertainment company. because the entertainment company consists of everything.
Entertainment.
Now I can
not
put
just one thing.
Yeah,
You got a lot.
Exactly.
So when I put myself on them, click this, then this, then this, and this, you have a house. And my background is fashion, so fashion always, a line has a house. Like the house of Gucci, the house of Versace. That's what a lot of people don't understand. So when you do a house, that's why you have your formal wear, you have your urban wear, street wear. So House of Vision is like a fashion house, but it's for entertainment, to where it's going to consist of blogs, it's going to consist of events, it's going to consist of charitable things.
All different platforms.
Yeah, all platforms. So it's nothing for a person to come in, man, can I get down with you? What do you do?
Yeah.
And people be so like, oh, really?
Yeah.
What do you do? I'll actually, yes, I will let you get down. What is it that you do, though? And then I'll oversee it to what you're doing, so it doesn't damage the brand that I've created for House of Vision. And that's to sum it up, it's like a conglomerate of what everyone wished to do in entertainment. Every single thing.
So, you know, and I say that, okay, so for the person that's out there, and by the way, you guys, we are live on Spreaker.com. Got to make sure that you guys know about that. Spreaker.com/T-Mill. Or you can be listening on SoundCloud, SoundCloud.com, Paradox East, or are you cool people over there on iTunes, listening on iTunes. Those of you guys that are listening on Spreaker, you can go to the chat room, send us a question. That's the advantage of listening live. So if you're happening to listening to the archive and you have a question, you can still send us a question. We'll get it to them. But if you are listening live, you are definitely able to join into the conversation while it's going on, while we have our guest here. And to the person that's out there that has that vision, or and I'm being straight up with y'all. This is not like this is not happening. You know, like this is just talk. Like this is, we're just sitting down having a conversation just to be talking. No, we're talking about this because I would like to see that one person that has a vision, that thinks that it's like they're waiting for that opportunity. And sometimes we wait so long that the opportunity is passed us by 10 times, and we just watched it like a television show and not putting any action behind it. But to that person that has that mindset of, I want to get started, I'm looking for that opportunity, well, opportunity best serves the well prepared. There's somebody out there right now that's prepared that just needs that opportunity.
Okay.
Put the ego aside, y'all. Put the ego aside. I know we all want to be the one. You know, and some of us don't. Shout out to the people that don't want to be the one. That's
Right. It's a lot of people.
That's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of people. I don't want to be the one. I ain't trying to be the man. I don't want to be the man.
I just want to be me, whatever that is.
Exactly.
I'm tired of trying to be the one.
You be the person, you know, to that person that, because I think that gets in the way of making these visions come true. So to that one person that's looking for that opportunity to do it to any form of entertainment or fashion, and needs somebody to help lead that vision, to support that vision, because guess what? You can't do it by yourself. Right. You've got to align yourself with someone eventually if you want to be paid. Now, if you want to, you know, just have it as a vision and a hobby, and cool, do it by yourself, keep it to yourself. But if you want to get out there and you want to build a LVMH, if you want to build a Def Jam, or if you want to build these conglomerate companies, or you just want a small mom and pop company, or you want to build a Maitland Conservatory, whatever it is that you want, you have to get out there and do it, and you can't do it by yourself. So put that ego aside, and I gotta be the name of the company, and I gotta have the copyrights, and I want to see the publishing, and I want to see this, I want to see that. Get your lawyer to do all that, and just do the work. Get your lawyer, let them do that, and just do the work, and sit down, have a talk with Tony, have a meeting with Tony Rashad. Get out there, and guess what? Here's the beautiful thing about it. If we sit down and have a conversation and the negotiation doesn't go the way that I imagine, guess what? Let's have another negotiation. Let's meet next week and see if we can talk about it again, because it doesn't have to be the end all be all. And I think a lot of times we get into these ideas and the conversation doesn't go the way we thought, and we sort of think that person there's no other room for negotiation. It's like, okay, there can't be any other way. He said I've got to do this way. Right. Well, maybe you do, but don't walk away from that conversation without making some compromise. So don't let compromise keep you from making an opportunity and just being bullheaded about it, thinking, oh, it's got to be all this. That's great, but I think a lot of times our egos get in the way of getting things done, because we want all the credit, we want all the this, that, and the other. That costs. So unless you can pay that ticket, man, get out there with somebody that's already done it, that's already had the experiences, made the mistakes, learn from other people's mistakes and everything. And if they're telling you this is how you do it, stove is on, don't touch it. Don't touch the damn stove. All right.
Well, also though, you have to. That's fine, but hidden agendas. See, the first thing you got to be sure of yourself. Like you're saying, the people with the vision. I have tons of people I've sat down with, especially in this valley and in Atlanta. I'm tight with two. That's between Atlanta here. Well, I got the connects, but people who are coming up with me, like my little bro Jay, my little bro Al, we're still down. Like Nick was telling me the other day, like y'all like brothers, or like brothers, and you don't know how many people sat down with me and had that same opportunity to do something. But Al is a stylist. Jay is an artist. For the advice and opinions, I get those calls because I know my role. Before I wanted to get into management and before I wanted to get into anything, it was writing songs. And what they say, well, ghostwriting. Well, Jay, I'll tell you, you're the only person I let write for me. Because what you're writing, well, he knows who showed me while I was writing, but when Q-Dom came in and he introduced me to Kels and stuff like that, I gave that to him because I'm saying, I'm not jumping on no mic. I like this money back here. and the thing was, there was no money. That was time spent from family. That was time that we go to place and I'm like, man, what the hell? This ain't no networking party. We're just wasting time drinking.
Yeah.
and partying. Like, what is this? So you learn quick we learn how to really network. Yeah. We learned that being around celebrities don't mean the hill of being. It's who's behind us. It's the presidents.
Yeah. That's right.
I don't want to know President Obama. Man.
I want to know the people running his stuff.
Who's running your campaign?
Yeah, those are the people.
Because those are the people that you're going to learn how to market from.
The producers.
Like, you see the difference between the Jay-Z's when I was telling everyone, like I told Jay, you're going to study Jay-Z. And we're going to study Rockefeller. And the reason we're going to study them is because they came in to a corporation of Def Jam and saying, nah, bro, you got to give us.
Yeah.
Or we don't care. We'll do it by ourselves.
Yeah.
Guess what? They were the only ones who had this, and that's why Jay-Z could do what he's doing now. So that's the key of sitting down with someone. Like I said, people got hidden agendas. You can sit down with them, but you have to get what you're looking for. And a lot of people don't know what they're looking for. That's why at the beginning of the year I said you got to be successfully ready to be successful.
Successfully ready to be successful. That's deep.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know what?
Successfully ready to be successful.
Because you give a broke person $1 million, what have you done?
Nothing.
Because he's
wasted money. Because he's broke.
He's
he
broke.
Know how to, he don't even know how to. Because he's broke.
He's gonna be broke in a matter of months.
Exactly. Because he's broke.
Say that again.
You give a broke person $1 million.
Especially if he's broke and claiming broke and been broke. Yeah.
And man, yesterday I was broke. I'm not talking broke. One of my mentors, shout out to Cavis Palms, he taught me something. He said, when you hang around poor people, you hear these things: bills, borrow, blame, excuses. Ooh. You hang around rich people, you hear, what's that new CLS 500?
Yeah, where you going next week?
How much does a barrel of gas cost for a private jet? See,
get us some tickets to Indonesia.
Yeah.
They ain't even asking that. They say get it.
Yeah.
You know,
the conversations are
figure
different.
out a way for us to have 2 boats and a plane tomorrow.
So I took that and I said it must have been slave hustling ears that misunderstood some of the stuff that the masters was talking about. They got so close, but they didn't get close enough to properly understand it. So they'll tell you things like, "Don't burn your bridge."
Oh no!
Burn the hell out your bridge.
Make another one.
Because that fire behind you. This is in Napoleon Hill Think and Go Rich. The fire behind you gonna make you run to the next one. You're gonna have to finish it. Yeah.
You never turn back.
Yeah, you never turn back. But see how many people got friends that they keep saying, "Oh, but it's okay. It's okay." That's why when you see me going live on Facebook, I'm like, "No, cut their ass off. Treat them like they dead."
Yeah.
Yep.
Like what Wale said, man, I lost so many people, they ain't even dead. That's the way you're really going to become successful, is that you're going to have to lose people who are not attempting to be in your life. How many times have you called someone that never reached out to pick up the phone to call you? You're calling them way more than they're calling you.
Man, yeah.
So you're living a little too much in their reality than they're living in yours.
That's right.
But you make it, like you, where we told on Telefair, you going to be rich.
Yeah.
you going to be rich. You going to be rich. TV, as soon as you get rich, everyone's coming out the woodwork. Like we just said, they think you owe them.
They think you owe them.
They think you owe them.
Man. So yeah, man. And speaking about, so we're gonna take it around and get some questions and again open up this conversation. If you guys are if you're listening live on Spreaker, make sure you guys drop a chat drop a question. If you are listening on iTunes, wherever you're listening from, because there's a bunch of different outlets out there. I can't keep up with all of them. Wherever you're listening from, you can drop us a question at asktmill@gmail.com. That's asktmill@gmail.com. Or wherever you leave a comment, then I'll definitely get it back to Mr. Rashad and make sure that he gets that question answered for you.
I'm going to check too. If they type a question, I'm going back.
Yeah.
I'm big. I'm answering the question.
I'm like that too. I like to. So I got a question I'm going to ask off the beaten path. Tell me, or tell our audience, people, what do you do in lieu of? You know, that's those times in entertainment and when I say you may be waiting, you're not literally waiting. Like there's nothing going on behind the scenes, but you know what I'm talking about. You know you're going to be successful. You know these things are going to happen. But in lieu of that success manifesting itself, what do you do to hold on?
Great question. I'm telling you this. This is some people really who faking to make it. They don't tell you. I work a 9 to 5 at Frito-Lay in Fayetteville, Tennessee. Right. I make good money though. What I was saying, when you have to transition yourself, is that I wake up grinding anyway, any form, anyway. So my mind is always House of Vision. I don't care where I'm at. My mind is always House of Vision. If I clock in and work like I'm do tonight, it's House of Vision. Some people gonna see this when it's on my wall. Man, that was awesome. I'm gonna talk to him House of Vision. I'm gonna talk to him about what he was doing and what it is you do. So without you even telling me that, I'm gonna do that. So in lieu of what are you doing when it's downtime? This is what Quintus Parker Q from 112 told me. If there's 10 parties going on in Atlanta, you go to the first one, you show your butt, you get recognized. I told him this at kind of side. You show up at the last one. You know what's going to be happening at them 8 in between? They're going to wonder, what is he doing? Q also told me this. Don't ever let me see you in the same position the next time I see you. So what that means is, you can read a book by then. You can be able to learn something by then. You can be able to switch something up by then and doing something totally different. And you can come up with different ideas and learn to detach from things. Stop beating dead horses. That's why I can film. I can write music. I can put on events. You always want to detach from something. And they say it seems like you're into everything. No, it's what you put your energy towards. Like if I give this good energy to this cup and say, man, this cup will hold hot coffee. I just know it is. Well, leave it alone. Now leave it alone. Let somebody come put coffee in it and see if you're gonna prove yourself right. But while you're doing it, you're not doing this. You're just standing there looking at it.
Idle time.
Yeah, you're gonna do something like write poetry, write a song, or inspire someone. Go do something charitable. Oh my goodness.
So you never really have idle time.
Never.
I believe in that too, because I think in order to manifest or to literally be able to be the guider of your destiny, in essence, doing what you do.
Correct.
You have to be able to do everything, even in idle time.
Yes.
And that means you may not be doing the same things, but you're doing different facets of those things.
Correct.
Because my passion drives me. So, like, I love fitness, but I also love entertainment. And so, if I'm not doing one, then I have to be doing the other. In essence, I try to bring them together. And so I'm always doing something too. And I think creative people, or people who are go-getters, or have that desire or that spirit to be and not just do, I think we tend to do that too. Do you have like sleep issues sometimes?
No.
I do.
I rarely sleep until I work hard.
That's a sleep issue if you rarely sleep.
Okay, but I'm glad you said sleep. You got some great questions. I just posted this, my sister-in-law seen it, and I said that whatever you lose sleep over should be chasing your dreams.
Okay, well then I'm good.
Whatever you lose, and see a lot of people, and this is where I came up with the other day, don't confuse your 2 P's in life. And those P's are procrastination and patience.
Yes.
So just because a person's not doing it, and those wolf in sheep clothing saying, well, you just procrastinating. Then he goes out, or she goes out and do it. And I just told nigga this on the way down. I was like, man, I'm glad I didn't do that. so if you didn't do it, you see them hit a dead end or something like, woo, I missed something out there. And that's what we talk about. We're big on the energy, the chakras. They're putting it out there to the universe, and you know you're gonna get. Like I told Nick, first you must believe that it's possible.
Mm-hmm.
Then the hardest thing of all is to know. But at the state I'm in life now, you can't tell me that. I know.
Me too.
I know it.
You know,
Without a
but I
doubt.
think again, you know, being in a place where you were at one point getting the big head.
Okay.
Is like, and what I remember you saying, and then being able to transition to the other side. In that transition, as you have transitioned over, you are able to explode your synergy on other people. A lot of people in the industry don't do that.
That's what made me do it. At Compound 09, we in VIP, Polo the Don, Nelly, Jermaine Dupri, Usher. Everybody standing with cell phones pointing at us. And I'm looking at my boy Al like, man, this is for the birds. He's like, bro, what's going on? What's wrong? And I'm like, man, I got to go to Bloomingdale's Monday morning. You got to go to Bloomingdale's Monday morning. We got to work jobs. But these people looking at us like, we've made it. We've done something. And I'm like, it's not worth it. I don't feel like I can give them anything right now because we're groupies. I feel like we're groupies. We're in VIP now. We're got free alcohol and we got free looks, and females think we're this and they think we're that, and guys think that we're this and that we can do this from, but we haven't really took the time to use the knowledge that we've been exposed to. So exposing ourselves to that knowledge, well, me, that night right there, something happened and I was like, I have to do more.
That's nice.
Always doing more, man.
That's always nice.
I want you guys to know that again, it is about doing more and just actually getting out there and connecting and networking, because there's so many talented people, man. And if you guys would just get out, talk to people, shake some hands, kiss some babies, and kiss your own baby. Don't go out and kiss random people's babies. Right. But just get out there and network, and meet people. We're gonna take a very short break, and we're gonna come back, and then we're gonna tell you guys about how to get connected, how to get in touch with Mr. Tony Rashad at House of Vision. We'll be right back.
Cool.
Good job on the first segment. Yay.
What are we looking at? It's got 20 minutes.
Yeah, the next
Question
segment's
you
really
can ask
short.
me.
It's really,
You can email or voicemail your questions to me, and I'll answer them live on Paradox East Radio.
Good, at least 5.
To follow and subscribe, check out soundcloud.com/Paradox East.
I'm mysterious.
Hey guys, this is Ashley Abbott, event host and lifestyle expert. If you ever needed a second opinion or you just have a question, you can ask me. You can email or voicemail your questions to me, and I'll answer them live on Paradox East Radio.
Yes, your number. I told her I won't call.
To follow and subscribe, check out soundcloud.com/Paradox East.
So people came over here to home and they said they want to talk to you about working out. But I act like my phone was dead.
Well, she needs to talk to you pregnant over human squats.
Here we go, guys. We are back in tune with T-Mill. Also, I definitely want to recognize if you guys haven't learned by now, or if you don't know, the other voice that you hear with me is my partner, our co-host, Miss JQ, businesswoman, philanthropist, entrepreneur, just show producer, now newly show producer. We got a couple things brewing up, but I don't want to speak because Lord knows I get excited and I start telling y'all things that y'all need to know about. So make sure that you're following JQ. And we're back with our guest, Tony Rashad of House of Vision. Instagram, you guys can find
Tony Rashad
at
Tony Rashad.
YouTube, House of Vision, and House of Vision is with 2 S's. I'm going to tell you because I made the mistake. Let me tell you, I hit Tony up. I said, yo, is this the, I said, yo, I hit him up. I said, yo, you got I said, the Instagram link or the YouTube link don't work. He said, yeah, it works. Nah, man, the YouTube link don't work. And so I'm typing in House of Vision. This is why, kids, you have to pay attention in class and you have to make sure that you ask things. So I hit him up and I put out the link and it's the wrong, it's the wrong link. It's 3 a.m. And so what I'm looking at was completely different than in my mind, House of Vision. And I'm like, yo, T-Mill, you gotta slow down because I be moving so fast.
He said clothing line.
Yes, he did.
I told Nick, I said, this boy said House of Vision is a clothes, but we do have clothes and caps and stuff.
Right.
So you weren't all the way wrong.
I just saw a house Vision. I said, yo.
I'm pulling up at this house. Right here.
Right.
This is it right here. This is
it.
clothing line.
And Twitter.
No.
Had Tony.
I don't do Twitter.
No Twitter.
And I'm going to get into that. I'll get into that for you.
Okay, so what's up with the Twitter? Let's talk about that.
Well, this is back on the business side. Where you don't need corporations until they come seeking you. And this is from, shout out Steve Jones, Brash Music Group in Atlanta, Georgia. He did 22 years at Atlanta Records. That's one of the connects that a lot of people want, but you got to earn. He told me that, the difference in the television and music now is that you have the internet. Okay? What the internet is now to you is a distribution deal. If anyone was listening to Kevin Hart before he got really, really, really hot, he was already hot. He said, I have 40 million followers on Instagram or through YouTube and all this other stuff. He said, if I tell someone in Hong Kong that I'm going to do a show, it's going to be sold out. Why would I wait for someone to tell me what I need to do? So if I go to the studio, they're not going to give me what I want. Guess what? I can go buy my own equipment. Hence, House of Vizion. So you go do your own thing, and that's why I said you got to have a leader who's willing to lead you the right way, for you can do what you want to do without being micromanaged. Only thing they're going to be managing you on is, hey, well, this is the standards of the industry.
Right.
Even if I give you standards, you can say, okay, so this is standards. What I'm really want to know, can you LL Cool J that thing? Can you bring your own little thing to it?
The standards.
Yeah, it's not saying no, stay within these guidelines. No, I didn't say guidelines. I said the standards of it. These are the standards, so we either have to hit it or surpass it.
That's right.
Period. And that's what it comes down to. Niggas just did this thing, threw me off. But you have to follow people who are going to really lead you in a direction that's going to be a success for you. And if you're only seeing their success and you're only seeing your weight, you're wasting time.
Ooh. Man. So thank you for your time, and you guys coming out and hanging out with us for all the time that you're doing. You, Nikki, everybody that's with your team, also to the barbershops with the show with Cut to the Conversation, and then shout out to the barbers doing their thing as well, the salons, and then for everything that you guys are doing for not only just for yourselves and for your future, but for people to give them the permission to do the same and see what you guys are doing and say, oh man, I can do this.
Shout out to Housse,
the people that can get out there and connect. Any shout outs you want to give out before we get out of here, or anything you want to let people know?
I got time.
Okay.
That's what I tell people too. And I'm not signed to Def Jam. I'm signed to House. There's no overhead. There's no overhead on me. First of all, Huntsville, because I saw something when I started coming here in 2005, and that there was a lot of black people with a lot of money that was still living the standards.
Say it again, because they think people broke around here.
There was a lot of black people with a lot of money. I don't know I'm not in their pockets how they got their money. I just know there's a lot of money they don't know what to do with it, in the sense of helping others. And that,
we gotta have a conversation. What you just said, somebody.
We can do that. And the reason why I said that is when I met the Diddy's of the world, well, Diddy himself, they weren't doing enough to give back to the community, because a lot of people fail to realize at this point in the career, starting off, when you get to the top, the conversation changes because the room changes. The light, the skin tones in the room changes, and then the advice changes. Advice is like, no, you're here now. First it's coming up. Well, I don't know if you're gonna make it up to this level. Then you get up to that level, you're in that room, like, well, you don't need to go back down there. Why would you go there? You made it here. And so it's like that's one thing that I hold myself accountable for, is I'm always willing to go back. Like, we was in Minneapolis, and when the rug got snatched, I said, I'm not just going back home, right? I'm going to the hood. What? I'm like, no, we don't need to. I need it, because it felt like 2009. It was 2012. It felt like 2009 happened over again, but just in the worst state. And I said, no, I can't lose grips of what it was. And what happens if, when you, like my grandmother said, you get away from a fire that she made in the blizzard, and you walk out into that blizzard, do you know how to make fire? Or are you gonna freeze? And the thing was, I need to go back to the hood to see my people content, because that contentment is your prison. So I knew I didn't want that contentment in my life, or to be content like that. So I said, this is where I got the motivation from. Not wanting a Mercedes or not wanting a huge house. That's you can get content with that too. To where I'm not going back there. So now you crazy. I'm not shopping over there. I'm not doing Walmart. I'm forever gonna be at Hermes. Right. You know. So you have to correct yourself sometimes, and that's why the best thing is, if you don't know about music, the chitlin circuit, and you realize when an artist fall, they go back to the chitlin circuit.
Go back
because they're gonna pick up that 5,000. They used to do 50, 70,000. Now they're gonna go take that 5.
That's right. They go back to where they know.
But they've used them though, and they haven't come. They didn't come back around. Like you haven't seen Jay-Z come to Huntsville. Nah. You know what I'm saying? He'll go to Birmingham to a bigger arena because now they want a bigger selection. But the thing I see about other coaches is that they'll go set up in a field and hold a rock concert and really give their fans something to be a part of. So
an experience.
The shout out. The reason I'm shouting out Huntsville, I'm not from here, but I witnessed your talent. Then I also witnessed the disconnect. Yeah. And what they'll say, hating on one another. It's not that it's hate. It's just it's false guidance. It's selfishness, and it's not the proper research. They're only taking, if they don't go somewhere to get the information, they're going to take it from someone that they think. See, you come sit down with me, I'm saying, well, when you want to go to Atlanta? Right. It's because we're not going to go just to a strip club.
Just gas. Right.
Yeah. If you want to meet this person, okay, give me something in your hometown. I'm not saying going to a show. Give me something quality that I can actually take. Right. And now we can push it in the club. Let me see what your people say. Because the book Niche, if you haven't read, find the book Niche. And it tells you that the first thing is right outside your front doorstep. That's your first step. That's your neighborhood. If you can get it hot there, then you take it 5 miles out. Then you take it another 5 miles out. Now you're probably ready to go somewhere else. Because I was just telling the ladies out in the lobby, a $2 million deal is a partnership. No one, the reason it's 5%, no one's just going to give you $2 million. Like God is giving people a quarter million, like 200,000. Okay. He's not giving you that just because you say you can rap. The black youngster them, he saw that, man, that youngster can get money. Yeah. He knows what it is. It's a partnership. The big labels, if they're going to cut you a check, they're also going to see that, okay, well, he's already moving. He's moving apparel. They're going to look at those numbers. Right. Everyone I've met here can't show me numbers. So even if you got 100 people tuning in, if you have 100,000, well, whatever you had at the end of last year should be your number you're chasing this year. If not, if you don't have it measured by anything, then you just out here in the
it's like you just out here.
It's out here.
If she's doing fitness right, and if she had a clientele and she's seen, let's say you did 500 people last year and you made $50,000. Well, retail taught me and being in management taught me, you always increase the last year 5%.
By 5%.
Okay, you increase it by 5%. Now, to stay in the green, you break it down from month to week to day. And then,
minutes sometimes.
At the end of the end of the week, you have to write down not just the goal you hit, what was going on.
How you did it. Break it down.
See, okay.
Analyze it.
Roll Tide, bless your heart. Roll Tide just lost, right? Okay. Clemson.
Wait a minute.
Okay, so in Alabama, I'm in Alabama. No. Okay, but let's say that the national championship was going on. It was, where was it? This is Tampa. It was, wherever it was, there was a lot of people that weren't here. So your sales weren't going to be as high because why? Well, the national championship was going on. A lot of people went out of town to the game. That has to be down because next year this time,
you need to know that.
If you seeing, man, why are we making so much money here? Because it may have been in Nashville. More people probably bought up stuff because they're closer. So those are the things you have to go off if you're looking to start a business.
And one of the ways you guys can do that, and it may sound a little weird, but so your desk calendars. I know none of y'all buy desk calendars or anything like that, or calendars for your wall. But it's an easy way for you to. The great thing about them is they got the years. You can keep up with your years. So you got 2015, 16, 17, whatever. But on 2017, I can go back to the 2015, 16 calendar or 15 and look at that date and see, okay, what happened, what was the sales, what went on. And if there was something significant about that day, then I can write it down. Snowstorm. You know, okay, well, why did I do more this year than I did last year? Oh, last year there was a big snowstorm. Or last year I was in Atlanta when I did this or whatever. So like you said, being able to measure that you guys could find different ways to do that. So again, increase and make sure that you're setting those goals for yourself and not just out here doing it for no reason with no goal in mind to get it done. So
and I guess shout out. See, my shout out's a little different. Everyone who knows I already think I don't have to shout them out. We don't do that. We ain't starstruck. The next shout out would be to teaching people about zeros. See, because if your personal life isn't in order, there's no way in hell your business life is gonna flow. So pick a zero, right? My zero this year is 5,000. Last year was 2,500. What that means is, if I spend in my personal life, if I get 2,500, I'm now at my zero. Meaning that the only way I'm touching this money, which should not happen because bills and everything else and playing around should have already been taken care of before I hit that mark. Right, should be taken care of. So it has to be an emergency. God forbid, when my kids have to go to the hospital, or myself have to go to the hospital. That's one of the first steps of getting back, getting like computers, getting tables, getting mics, getting stuff set up. Is that create a discipline in your life. So you have to have a zero, black people, besides zero itself. Exactly. If it's $50, if it's $100, just learn to create your new zero and then increase it. If you can increase it weekly, if you can increase it monthly, just stick to the guns of having that zero, and watch what changes. Watch how your life could just do a 180 on you real quick.
If I get 2,500, I get 5. If I can get 5.
Oh, you see now, because that's actually that's what it's set up to be. That it's everything is a milestone. Like last year, me and my bro made 100,000 flat. So now we're like, we had said the previous year, man, 100,000. Well, together we made that 100,000. See what happened when you hang around the right people.
And the thing is, the once again, keeping yourself around people that are gonna do that, that are gonna hold you accountable. But not only that, just like we were talking about before, the weird thing about coming up with a goal and then writing it down, once you go back and look at it, there's gonna be 3 goals that you wrote down that you achieved that you didn't even realize, but you wrote them down a year ago, and now you look back and you're like, man, I didn't realize I made, I didn't know I got to 100,000 that quick or 50,000 that quick or whatever. I wrote it down, but you didn't think about it that it was going to actually. But had you not, again, put it into the world or to the atmosphere, so to speak, or to the energy, and to write it down. There's power in it, and again, like you said, surrounding yourself with people that are doing it, right, or that are going to hold you accountable to do it. I thought you was doing this. I thought, what happened to that?
The 30,
you out here?
It's 33, I think. The power 33, which is the people in your life, right? First set of people should be beneath you, inspiring to be you that you can inspire. Okay. The next should be on the same level, chasing the same thing you're chasing, and the other should be already did what you've already done and where you're going, so they can put everything is doing this. See, our culture is like what? they're holding that rope. So if you're not around people that are doing this, is no one's going to be pulled forward. And then you got some people that's doing it. Man, ain't going your way. Yeah. Well, guess what? Fine. Somebody going to see that rope come by like, oh, and they'll tie it to them and they're going to rope here. But see, and that it may sound like you're contradicting, like, well, you shouldn't just pull people, but you'll know when a person doing this. Like when I seen your show, it's like, man, I'm gonna bless that brother with this, and then I'm gonna go out and do this and then the third. Yeah. My homeboy did his own clothing line, Flyer. I'm shouting him out, Forever Living Young and Rich. I said, hey man, give me this and I'm gonna put it on some barbers in Huntsville. You're in Georgia. Sales went up. Man,
so it's about, man. You got. Again, if you want to be in that lane, and again, if you want to be successful, because again, somebody had to give every single one of us a chance. And if nobody gave you a chance, your mama gave you a chance. And if
absolutely,
now you're saying, what I'm saying? So
that's right.
So give. Again, it's not about necessarily just. Again, you don't have to throw out 100,000 to this cause or do this or do that, but at least put yourself in that position to, again, like you said, to go back. So you can give back or go back to your neighborhood or go back to those places that made you. Go back to those people that they may have been up at one time and you learn from them and they may be down now. Go back and, again, y'all go back to what they taught us in kindergarten, man. Treat us the way you want to be treated. I'm talking about all this stuff, man. Just treat us the way you want to be treated.
Well, I'm going to share a couple awards with you because you asked. That's why, one, she's saying no. That's why we wanted to, one of the awards is the Legends Award.
Yeah.
I had the Hall of Fame, the Legend, but it turned out to just be the same thing when I looked at it. But one of the Legend Awards for the barbershops is someone who's no longer doing it, but they impacted the industry or the community so much. And we're doing like humanitarian awards, and that's the guy who probably going towards it. Trustees Award. And these ideas in these categories, I looked at the Grammys for some of these ideas, and trustees is if you put money back into your industry.
Yeah.
Humanitarian one I'm looking for is these free haircuts around school, going to old homes and stuff, and just giving away those free service to the boys and girl clubs. Doing things like that. That's giving back in a sense, but it's also pushing forward. Like I said, you can never. I'm done. I'm saying this now. You're gonna sound crazy, even though I'm dropping.
Say it. Talk that.
I'm done with free handouts. You know what that means? If I take the time, I stop and say, "Yeah, man, what you not doing?" I'm focusing too much on your reality. My actions, if my actions are not showing you the direction that you need to be going, then I'm not on my square.
There you go.
You see what I'm saying? So if I keep doing this and you're like, "Hey, Tony," and you're coming next to me, and that means you're traveling in the same direction that I'm traveling in, and then we can have this conversation because we're riding along. But if I'm just stopping by and I don't call you and check back, hey, damn, Tony. If I'm not calling back to check up on you, if I'm not sharing, like, see, I tag you now. I make sure, hey, I ain't tagged you.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever you got going, make sure I go through it. Because I have a bad habit of, and this is back to the Twitter thing. I don't like BS. So if people say, man, don't never come on my page like that. Like my Instagram now, is strictly business. So the big booty chicks and stuff like that, when I first was on that, delete. Unless I hit you up and like, hey, you ever host events or did something? If you, delete. If you this is what you're doing. Big ups to you in your reality, do you? But it has to be something on business, like the barbershop. People think that I'm a barber now. I'm just, I'm gonna be off this in a minute. I mean, I'm gonna create the awards and continue the awards, but I became an ambassador for brands because a lot of people, like, you may be in fitness, but my idea is just like, why haven't you shot something similar to a Nike commercial? What? That's I'm gonna bring something that you're not seeing, and I learned that in photography though, which is called your candid shots. Well, you may be posing, but she's shooting with the other camera when you're standing there talking to the photographer. Guess what? The best picture is gonna be out of the whole photo shoot.
The one she shot,
candid shots.
Always.
Because it's unrehearsed and it's natural. And see, that's why me and Nikki, we told our kids, life is simple. Every winter is what? Cold. Every fall, the leaves change. Every summer is hot. Every spring, it buds. Man creates this false hope for you, and you rather chase that false hope than to in tune yourself with nature and really pay attention. You'll make it fall.
Wow.
What's going to happen? Consistency of life.
And that's where your consistency comes in. You guarantee, like right now, everybody's saying, man, 7 degrees in January. Well, that's because man interfered. But guess what happened eventually? It'll get right back to where it was.
Right back to where it is.
Yeah.
So if you stay to what you truly believe in, then you know it's gonna happen. Period. Rick Ross took 12 years before he made it successful. Diddy had to do Tupperware parties beforehand. So if you're out there, like, shout out. I'm gonna shout out to everyone. If you need it, you want to sit down, you want to get something moving. It's not just about sitting down with me. If you want to get something moving, we can talk and do
right. And again, y'all, you all know when you want to do something. You all know when you're going to. Let me take it back. You know when you're going to do something or not. You knew when you woke up this morning that you was going to call into work. You knew when you woke up this morning that you were going to call out, or you were going to do this, or you were going to tune into this show. You knew you were going to go to the barbershop. All these things we know in the back of our minds when we're going to do something and when we're not. Okay. So it really does us a disservice for me to say, man, I'm going to sit down with Tony, man. I'm going to tell him about this dream. I'm going to tell him about the stuff that I got, man. In the back of my mind, I know good and well I'm not going to do any of that stuff that I'm setting out to do. But now, if I sit down and I think about it, okay, well, what does it take? Okay, if I sit down and talk with him about this, what is he going to ask me? All right, he's going to ask me for some numbers. He's going to ask me for a plan. He's probably going to ask me, have I done it before? All right, let me get all that together. Then I'm going to go talk to him. Or to make sure that I find out the next step. Because then he's going to ask me, when are we getting started? You know, when are we going to go? I need to get to Atlanta. What if he asks me, can I go today? Oh man, I'm not gonna be able to go today. So maybe I need to ask him on a day that I can go. All right, cool. So I say that to say, let's make sure that we're ready for these opportunities, and that those of you that's out there right now, I'm talking to y'all, I talked to the other people a couple minutes ago. So the person that's out there right now, that's definitely waiting for the opportunity, that knows that they're ready, that they're just waiting. They're like, oh man, I gotta call this guy up. I gotta see what he's talking about, because I know I'm talking about some good stuff, and I know I'm gonna do it. I know I've been waiting to hear that talk, because we all recognize that talk when we hear somebody talking our language. We're like, oh, okay, that's that guy I've been waiting to talk to for a minute. He talking that language. That little guy, I don't know what he's talking about. This guy know what he's talking about. So make sure that that you guys are reaching out, living your dreams, man, living that vision, and shout out to Tony, man. Let's give you a round of applause. You know what I'm saying? Tony, I'm going live, so I couldn't put my hands together. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, they can hit me on. They can inbox me at Facebook, Tony Rashad, TonyRashad, and then they can DM me on Instagram at Tony Rashad. It's the same thing. Any questions, any contact information, just hit me up and let me know. Because next year, if you're not in the spot you're in now, then I don't want to see you in the same. So
don't want to see you in the same spot, man. Definitely. All right, you guys, and also make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel,
Housse of Vision.
Housse of Vision. 2 S's. HOUSSE of Vision. VIZION. Again, that's Housse of Vision. HOUSSE of Vision. VIZION.
You know what I learned about when we searched it, man? It still is going to say HOUSE and Vision. But underneath it to say, did you mean, or do you continue with the correct one? Well, see, we learned that.
I was 3 in the morning. I was just clicking.
It's a clothing line, man.
Right.
But thank you, man. I appreciate it coming. This definitely won't be my last. Like I said, my best. You're gonna be there at the Golden Blades, bro. I promise you that.
We'll be there. You know what I'm saying? I can't do this by myself. I got the team with me. I got Miss JQ. We're always looking to, again, progress, preserve the culture.
We're going to link
for
with
those
some
ways to
stuff
make
too.
it happen.
I got some. We're talking in about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
In about 5 minutes. Yeah.
All right, you guys. So once again, thank you to our guest Tony Rashad. Thank you guys for tuning in, listening live on Spreaker. Shout out to Radio SC for hanging out in the chat room with us. Really appreciate that. Make sure you drop your info so I can know where to follow you at, because to be honest, I'm not on Spreaker all day long. I'm just here when it's time to cut the check. So make sure you guys are following Paradox East on SoundCloud, on iTunes, on Stitcher, Spreaker, everywhere that you listen to your podcast. The app is coming soon, so that way you guys will be able to follow wherever you want. We want to make sure that you have the access wherever you are. In Tune with T-Mail is powered by Paradox East, PalisadeHills.net, and the Maitland Conservatory, where we are recording live, and where you guys are looking at live. I would give you guys a tour, but I'm sitting down in this chair. Awesome space. The Maitland Conservatory strives to bring inner talents to fruition. The Maitland Conservatory is a community-based contemporary arts education entity designed to give students hands-on training and experience in areas such as music production, music business. Not only are they going to teach you how to play the instrument, they're going to teach you how to get paid when you're playing that instrument. Or if you want to be behind the scenes of the people that play the instruments, the people that are scoring films. I just saw a 5-year-old in here scoring a film. Not today, but I saw him a couple weeks ago, and I'm like, I wasn't scoring films at 5 years old. I wasn't learning how I was watching them. But what makes them unique is their specialized curricula, their growth, their matriculation concept, their infusion of positivity, the foundational edifice, their leadership, and the core connection. All right, so make sure you guys go to MaitlandConservatory.org, themaitlandconservatory.org. Tell them that T-Mill sent you, man, and stop trying to learn everything off YouTube. Go get you some, some real instruction, man. Make sure you guys are tuning into that and coming up. And if for nothing else, those of you guys that are in Huntsville, Nashville, I want to shout out my folks in Nashville, in Atlanta, Birmingham. Hey, man, pull up on the weekend. It's a couple hours of some gas money. We got a Bojangles right next door. And you guys can pull up, just get a tour. Meet Mr. Mario, ask him how long he's been here, and just get a look around, because sometimes it takes you to see it. I don't know what T-Mill talking about, man. He talking about this place. Come see it for yourself. Give yourself a tour. Spend a weekend up. Come see some of your folks. Catch one of the games on the yard or something. Stop by Maitland Conservatory. Also, In Tune with T-Mill is brought to you in part by JQ for your needs in modeling, fitness, healthy living, and wine or multimedia production. JQnow.com. Eric Echoes for your events, singing, performing, songwriting. EricEchoes.com. And of course, I couldn't do this without some great music, man. I don't like I don't like cease and desist letters. I don't like grabbing music off of YouTube and these MP3 sites. I like to have my own original music for films, videos, TV. So for all your audio licensing needs, go to PalisadeHills.net. Also, shout out to She Be Show Enough. I'm still waiting on that podcast so we can add it to the network. All right, and it is still Rock Your Fitness Month.
Yes, it is, baby.
The
Let's
30-day challenge.
Rock your fitness.
Yeah,
Woo,
exactly.
woo, woo, we do.
It is a challenge that you can do anywhere, online, at home, in the gym, at work, in the bathroom, in the bedroom. And it introduces you to new workouts every day. And getting each week gets slightly more advanced so you can progressively challenge your body. Look, I can tell you all guys all about this, but it's Rock Your Fitness, the 30-day challenge, is again just getting up and doing something for 30 minutes. Wait a minute, why am I talking about it? You tell people about it, Jake. You get over here to this mic and talk.
I am challenging everybody out there in the entire world to rock your fitness. January 1 through January 31st. 30 minutes a day. You can rock it, you can walk it, you can skip it, you can run it, you can jump it, you can flip it. The challenge is to stay moving for 30 minutes a day. Think exercise, be exercise, live healthy, and rock your fitness. That's it.
All right. Visit jqnow.com for more about Rock Your Fitness and all of your healthy lifestyle needs. Just get up and get active, man. Do something for 30 minutes. Just do something for 30 minutes. Even if you're making a baby, make a baby for 30 minutes. Just do something. All right. I know.
It's cardio.
It's
Six burns,
you know what I'm
482 calories in 30
Wait.
minutes.
They got a calorie count?
Yes, 482 calories in 30 minutes if your intensity stays a heart rate of higher than 130 beats per minute. So let's get busy, bumping and grinding 30 minutes a day and burn those calories, baby.
That's right.
Yo, man, go get you a smartwatch and get busy.
Hey, baby, it's time for me to get my cardio on.
Baby.
JP said I can rock your fitness.
Also, y'all, speaking about homes, get inspired at the Art Tour of Homes presented by Legend Realty, returning for its second year on January the 28th. We're telling you guys about this. I'm a proud member of Arts Huntsville, formerly the Arts Council, so make sure you guys are supporting that. The Art Tour of Homes sets itself apart from traditional home tours by showcasing the displays, collections of local art enthusiasts with the goal of inspiring people to grow their collection of art, support local artists. How many of you guys know that we got some great artists with some murals and some painting and some stuff that you can hang on your walls and stop buying it at Walmart? You know, shout out to Walmart, but we got some real art that you guys can buy to put in your homes. January 28th, 2017, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Tickets are in advance are $15 online, $20 the day of. All right. And our special guest once again was Tony Rashad. You know what I'm saying? Hanging out with us, talking about business, cutting to the conversation, talking about a lot of stuff that you guys need to go back and listen to the show on. I am T Mill. This is In Tune with T Mill. Appreciate you guys listening. Shout out to everybody, and we will see you guys on the next episode. Oh, and if you're listening live, just for those of you guys that are listening live, if you haven't already, go put you on some nice shoes, go put you on a nice t-shirt, and meet us at the Art and Soul event for the Martin Luther King event. It only costs you a couple canned foods to get in there, or you bring you a toy for a young boy, young girl. That's the only cost of admission. All right, bring you a toy, bring you some canned goods, some non-perishable items. Get in that door, get your suit on, get you a tie on, come in there and enjoy some art, some soul, some poetry, and some really elegant, nice looking people. So come out there and enjoy us with that. All right. See you guys on the next episode, and we out.
Yes, sir.
I would even like 5,000.
Appreciate you guys tuning in on the